Hey, how's it going, everyone? Nick Salzman here, wanting to talk to you guys today about a dowsing method called effective dowsing. This is something that I came across that has really been a game changer in my work. It was originally developed by Erich and Robin Schade on pendulumalchemy.com. You can actually take a course for this, and so you get a way better understanding. But I'm going to show you a little bit of what I know about it and how it's helped me doing what I do. Okay, so one of the first things we talk about with dowsing is when we first get into this, we want to know questions. We want to ask our yes or no answers, right? Sometimes we end up getting into these questions that are a little bit more emotionally charged than they need to be. And so we have to always remember to remain neutral and then allow what comes through to come through without judging, okay, and without having a reaction. Believe me when I tell you, easier said than done. That's why this is a practice and it's an art, okay? So this approach I found has been really helpful in allowing me to stay neutral with my questions, because with these questions, we act with statements using effective dowsing. I'm not going to say, is he or she lying to me for a yes or no question? You can say, is this person lying to me or telling me the full truth? Okay. I would say in effective dowsing, this person is telling me everything to the highest ability of their truth. And then wherever that pendulum started swinging, it would tell me, yes, they are. Or it would give me a little bit of a, not quite, maybe, or maybe a bit too much. And like I said, I'll talk to you about that here in a minute. So this approach, instead of asking questions, making statements, and then checking the degree of truth within these statements really allows me to stay neutral. And it's a different way of approaching this. And for me, it was really helpful. So maybe it'll be helpful to you guys. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some of these colors. Okay. When we look at healing and wanting to help people with healing, we're looking to use some of this blue, green, and summer green energy that's right here. Okay, I know you guys see some of these pendulums that I talk about having, they generate this energy, they generate this color. You know what I mean? It all kind of goes off of the scale. So hopefully this will help you understand where these come from. Okay, so with color healing, we can send colors too. Okay, this is all really similar, but right now we're going to talk a little bit about how this we can interpret these colors on degree of truth. Okay, so when we're asking a question about something, okay, I'm going to ask, for me, it'll be easier on this video. I'm using this Furba pendulum. It's still a little bit easier for me to interpret these charts. Okay, and I'm going to ask or tell a simple statement. Everyone watching this video will benefit from this. Okay, and as you can see, it's drifting over to this violet color. Okay, so what that means, when we interpret this chart, we can see where it says almost and maybe. Okay, so optimal yes is at blue. This is where we want, this is what a yes is, it's at blue. Okay, and just past it, okay, the summer blue is an almost. Okay, fall violet, fall purple is a maybe. So what that means is when I've traveled onto this side, that means I need to take something away. So in my last statement, I said everyone that watches this video will benefit from it. Okay, let me change that statement. There are those that will watch this video that will greatly benefit from it. Okay, now we are at blue. Okay, meaning yes. So sometimes that means I got to take something away from what my statement was before to help that be. Okay, so same thing goes like this. There will be nobody benefiting from watching this video. Okay, and as you can see, it's drifting towards summer green or yellow. Okay, that means the statement isn't quite true, and I have to add something that's going to make it true. Okay, so once again, I would ask or say, there are those watching this video that this will benefit. Okay, right back to the summer blue green, meaning truth. Okay, it's a really easy way to douse, and it's a really easy way to develop a lot more confidence in what you're doing, because it changes the perspective of asking yes or no questions and turning it into statements, which in turn helps me take away any kind of a emotional outcome on this and really staying neutral when I'm asking my questions. There's a lot more about this that you guys can really understand, but for purposes of just keeping this video simple, I'll give you a quick rundown. But I really want you guys, if you're interested in this topic, pendulumalchemy.com, check out the effective dowsing course. I think you're really going to like this approach, and I think you're going to find it's going to make what you do faster and clearer. Okay. So here's some of the things that I have personally found working with these different colors. Okay, we'll start over here on the left and talking about winter black. Black is what I also consider like void energy. It's something that I believe thoughts and mind kind of originate in the same area. And so what I found is utilizing that spectrum, we have an ability to tap into like the subconscious and be able to tap into the mind and being able to work with any kind of traumas that were sustained either early in life or maybe even from another life. Okay. So same thing with red. Red definitely works with some of those past traumas. It also correlates with the root chakra. So with survival, sexuality, expression, that kind of stuff. Also, what I find anytime there's an imbalance there, it has to deal with either some sort of abuse when they were a kid, or even from past life of them being killed or killing people. Sometimes I found that there too. Okay. So as we're moving into spring red, orange, and yellow, you're going to find this is more of like nurturing energies right here. This is stuff that like you can send if you're wanting to um, start a new business, or you have a new idea, or you want to move into a new house, have a fresh start. This also works really, really good, the orange and the yellow primarily for the solar plexus and the sacral chakras, and anything that has to do with like gestation. Sometimes it's good for pregnant women to send energy, this color energy into that area, help promote good growth and balance and that kind of stuff. Okay. So summer green energy, that's a very good clearing energy. And it's also a good at stimulating healing energy. Anytime I've had to work on stuff at a distance, green seems to be very, very effective. Okay. And not only that, it can also be a carrier wave. So if I want to send healing energy to someone back in time, or maybe someone that I know sustained an injury as a child, and I want to send healing energy back to when that happened, this kind of stuff helps them achieve balance now. And a lot of times can help with some of the trauma that's stored in the subconscious still. So green's awesome for that. Blue, that is what I find is the optimal color to revitalize the human spirit, to revitalize the energy. It is very, very good at changing the color of an environment, changing the color of someone's energy, and really promoting healing. So that's definitely something that I really recommend if you guys are into sending healing energy with a pendulum. Get something that has like a blue green or a blue color to it. So purple is definitely like a maturing energy. I found a couple things that work well for this, but I know that we know of older model pendulums like the Mur Isis and stuff. These generate a purple frequency, and this has definitely been a therapeutic pendulum, something that people have used for like pain relief. So what I have personally found with purple is this works really, really good if you have trauma in the subconscious to the point that there's been disassociation. This is what gives rise to people being like bipolar, sometimes even schizophrenia can kind of start being involved in this, where people start hearing voices and just that kind of stuff. Usually there's an underlying part of consciousness that is disassociated from the block, and usually is kind of like problematic and lingers in the back of the mind and kind of like make them pessimistic and just or scared or depressed or whatever. Purple seems to have a very, very therapeutic quality with working within the subconscious and dealing with that kind of stuff. So white, that's probably one of the best colors you can get as far as a beginner getting into this, because it kind of just shows presence of all colors that are there. I'm not going to say that it's better than one thing or the other, but I know that white is very good for a beginner, and that will usually work with taking someone and kind of harmonizing their own energy as they work with it. It's really easy to send energy to people. It gets really specific with the other stuff, but white pendulums, they are good for a beginner and excellent for doing any kind of like chakra balancing or aligning. So winter gray, this is what's probably a little bit more controversial topic. You hear some of these older concepts of color and radiesthesia, and there's the concept of negative green. People know the Osiris pendulums generate this stuff. Even the Karnak pendulum generate this stuff. And people talk about having to dismantle it and take it apart so it doesn't produce this energy in your environment because it's harmful. I would like to say that that has not been my experience. What I find this gray energy is great for not just clearing, but stimulating change, stimulating health is something where it's like, hey, you got someone that's really needing a little extra motivation. You see that they're trying to change their diet, they're trying to exercise more, but they can't seem to find the motivation to do it, right? We can send them energy, use that gray energy and stimulate. Hey, we want to neutralize any self-defeating thoughts that this person is carrying, and we ask to increase confidence and willpower in this person to the highest and healthiest state utilizing gray energy. Okay, gray energy is kind of like a flickering black and white energy. It's like, the color spectrum is really like on a circle, but putting it like this I think is a lot easier to understand, because white goes right into black. And if you guys actually take the course with effective dowsing and pendulum alchemy, you're going to see how this even like correlates to the seasons from winter, and how it goes into spring and summer and fall and then back into winter, and how the colors of those lights affect all that stuff. So it's really, really neat. This is just a little bit tip of the iceberg on how I interpret it or whatnot. So hopefully this has been helpful to some of you guys. Effective dowsing has been really fun. I get to use all of my insight that I have and share it with you guys on this platform. And I just really appreciate all the comments and suggestions and everything you guys have. So feel free and drop any questions you have below for me. Anything you want to see, anything you want to know more of, let me know. If not, this is available at Pendulum Alchemy. This is effective dowsing. Check it out. You guys are going to like it. Have a good one.